Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant. Let's continue our playthrough of Tyranny. So at the end of the last episode, once I was finished recording, I actually went through and made the decisions I wanted to make in terms of what to purchase, items, sigils, change of spells, because that type of thing takes a lot of time out of the episode and I'm just trying to not make you guys suffer through all of it. But essentially, I am now poor. I only have 21 bronze rings and 80 copper. I did pick up the new shield for Mr. Barik here, the Fatebinder shield, and I gave his old one, the Disfavoured shield, to Mr. Lantry here. This has a recovery penalty of 0.3, which is almost negligible. So I think it might help out Lantry a little bit, and he will also be better defended, of course. Now, the main thing that I did, and I spent some time on, was actually buying my sigils here. And I'm trying to remember what I changed from the last time I played this. I think all of this remained the same. The routing, yeah, it's the same thing. Mirror image, same thing. Ah, right. I did go for the Withering Cloud, because this effect seems very, very cool. Just a cloud effect that I think I might be getting a little bit misled by the name here, is what I found after actually investing in this, and I'm hoping I don't regret it, but we'll see how it plays. Because there's a couple of things I don't like. So, when I think of a cloud, I think of effects in like, Baldur's Gate or Pathfinder, like a big cloud AoE. But it's actually a faux line. I'm not sure how this will play out, but I definitely want to see it to see if this is worth using or not. And the other thing I didn't notice the previous time I looked at it was the cooldown. 1.5 minute cooldown. This is a long time. This is basically a spell that I use once in the combat and never again. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here. Now, the good part about this is that the weakened effect does last for pretty much the same amount as the cooldown here. And we do get to add Marked and Silenced for a good amount of time with extra accuracy. So I'm hoping we can make some use of this. So yeah, I took it. It's Sigil of Atrophy with Directed Force. We have Withering Cloud. And I'm adding it accuracy, duration, and also Sigil of Marking. We'll see if this is worth using here or not. My Fireball remains the same. This also remains the same. These are too expensive. Yep, okay. And I also created the Polish Arms spell over here, which is Sigil of Vigor with Sigil of Material Force, with extra accuracy, extra AoE, and extra duration. I think I went for accuracy here just because, really. So what this does is, allied AoE, 4 armor pen for 60 seconds. Again, long cooldown, but I do think this is going to be very, very helpful. And if we crit, we also deal fire damage. But yeah, why did I put accuracy here? In case I crit on my friends, that could be something. Let me see, I don't remember why I did this. Ah, because this is too expensive, the range doesn't matter. And the cooldown also, I think, doesn't matter too much. Yeah, that's why I went for this. Okay, so we have that. And then, on Lantry, I gave him the Aura of Fear. So this is Sigil of Emotions coupled with Sigil of Proximate Action. I put extra accuracy, I put extra AoE, as well as the Sigil of Timeless Form for extra duration. Now, I think the accuracy here I'm putting... I'm not exactly sure how the aura works. I don't know if the accuracy will work on applying the aura to enemies, or if it only counts for applying this buff on our ally. If it only counts for the ally, I think I'm just going to take this off, but for right now this is fine. And what this does is, we will have a pulse type of effect, emitting for 37.5 seconds, and will frighten the enemies for 8.6 seconds, and Frighten will lower their will score by 30%. So just making sure that, or trying to make our other spells hit more accurately. Extra accuracy, pulse rate of 3 seconds, and a radius of 5 meters, which I did increase with my extra AoE here. And finally, I also went for guidance. So guidance is, once again, Sigil of Vigor with proximate action. So the idea here is that I'm going to be placing the Aura of Fear on Barik, and I'm going to be placing guidance on Verse. That's the idea here. So this will be also an aura, a pulsing aura, which will be applied for 30 seconds, converting 12% of our hits into crits and 25% of our grazes into hits as well. Just making sure our attacks are more accurate overall. And I think that's essentially the changes that I made here. Nothing else I changed. I had bleeding already here. Frostfire, yeah. So these were my changes, plus the shields there. I think those were the things I made. With that, I have also rested, so I have +5 lore, +5 to all magical skills, and +5 to all skills until our next rest. So I'm going to try and avoid resting as much as I can. In terms of our quests, we can meet Graven Ashe and Iron Hearth. We can go for... this is just generic thing. Yeah, I want to try and enlist the aid of a Forgebound not subject to Kairos' law. And we did get the information on that it would be here in this secluded forge. The cool part about this is there's also a actually there's 2 spires here. So I am kind of curious if I can gain access to the forger as well as the spires. I want to see though, is this under an edict? Because that can change things. How do I get out of the map? Like this. Edicts. There is an edict here. Edict of Stone. Proclaim upon to preserve our peace, the promise of safety for our citizens, all Archons must submit to our will. Any Archon refused proper submission must be brought to justice. Therefore, let the foundations of Azure be shattered and life drained from the land while traitor Cairn draws breath. So it's just a barren land, is that it? So it shouldn't affect us? Let's find out. So we are currently in the Mountain Spire. Wait, are we? Oh yeah, we are. We're not in the we're not in the library. So let's go. God damn it, sorry. I want to go. Can I just click here? I can. There's nothing else I want to do yet. So we went there, we captured Sunset Spire, we can teleport over here, which we did. Now let's go over here. I'm probably gonna get ambushed by something, of course. Encounter in the Stone Sea. An abrupt storm drives you into the shelter of a public house built under a colossal stone overhang. Travelers from across the tiers share the space with you, warily eyeing one another in near silence until the thin stew and thinner ale loosens the lips of the gathered. Oh, give me a second, please. And I am back. Sorry, so I was reading this... Ah, right. They... loosens the lips of the gathered. Available actions continue. A wiry woman with midnight skin sets a large gourd on a stone near the back of the cave. She challenges you to a game of daggers, in which players compete to throw identical knives at a target. The person who hits nearest center in 3 tries wins. Okay. The purse, she states, will be 20 copper rings. Athletics, play fairly. Subterfuge, cheat. Or suggest a companion play. Yeah. The dark-haired traveler looks her companions over and asks derisively which of your friends you think is game for the challenge. Verse. Verse stretches and cracks her neck, and the woman watches with apprehension as Scarlet Fury steps to throwing mark. Verse hurls her first dagger with a shout that pierces your ears. That's not necessary, woman. The blade passes entirely through the gourd, rupturing it into pieces that spatter the dirt floor. I guess we won. Verse turns to you and the woman shrugs and sits back down to enjoy her meal. The challenger, entirely cowed, doesn't speak to you again. Okay, was this a mistake? I guess we... Wait, what do we get? Oh, inspired. And 5% precision, nice. We also got 20 copper, that's kind of whatever. And I guess we got loyalty or favor or something. Okay, cool. We received a miss. Ew. Crystals, what the hell? Oh, okay. We just go directly into the forge. Alright. Oh, Edict of Stone. Tremors and earthquakes plague the region. Periodic rumbles and shifting cause characters to fall prone in combat. That's horrible. All characters have stone magically increased. The party gains an increase to prone defense while foes have prone duration increased. Wait, that's... I'm confused. The party gains an increase to prone defense while foes have prone durations increased. Okay, I'm thinking the wording is a little bit weird, but I think this means that we get the penalties. Because we have the prone duration there increased. Okay. So let's look at our missive. Tunon, on the subject of the spires. Reply. Wait, what is the context here? Ah, my dear Cordum, the court is still abuzz with the news of civil war. Representatives... What was it like to break the edict? And how is it to control the spire? Right, and we responded, I think, with more questions, right? Yeah, never being tricked in self-incrimination, and how could I possibly argue with that sort of wisdom? Uh-huh. Dear Cordum, your tone seems so cold, distant and distrustful. It's almost like you've been paying attention all these years. Yes, I knew I learned about the wording of the edict, and while I did not advocate that you be sent, I did not disagree. Like it or not, you are young, fit, and entirely self-sufficient. You should be flattered to be trusted for the honor of proclamation. I'm asking about your experience because it's not every day that someone breaks an edict, let alone awaken a spire. If I had some insight into your experience, perhaps I could shed light on what happened or get you in touch with someone who could. I don't know, man. At the same time, why would I refuse? I don't know why I'm feeling so suspicious of this. I guess because we're the bad guys or something. Well, we are kind of like lawful neutral, I suppose. I kind of want to keep the power to myself, though. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it out. I think on 90% of my playthroughs I would go for this option. I want to try something different. I'm gonna go for, let's say, no. Dear Roguenbauld, you seem to think I've learned nothing from my time in court. Whatever I tell you will just be used against me later. You will have to settle for the written equivalent of a blank stare. That's not a polite decline, man. Send it. Yeah. We're gonna gain some enemies with this, I'm sure. But, alright. I like it a lot. Any hidden stuff? The written equivalent of a blank stare. God damn. I'm gonna use that in real life. An iron great spear. Okay, fine. A spiked iron helm. Okay. A much abused earthenware jug dominates a small table, the only flat surface in this room, not apparently dedicated to the smith's craft. An acerbic odor of strong stale wine lurks in the air around it. In stark contrast to the tools of the overlord's forge-bound smiths, this equipment bears the marks of heavy use and in constant maintenance. The mixed flavors of oil and sulfur cling to the back of your mouth. Okay, and we have Licentia here. She has like an enchantment. She has the mongoose enchantment on her weapon there. Cool air stirs your clothes as you step into the small workshop despite the lit forge you see against the back wall. A dark-robed woman stalks the center of the space, fingers dancing against her chin, eyebrows furrowed in thought. Sooty smears on her skin suggest she touches her face often. She spares you an initially dismissive glance, but follows it with a surprising double take. Oh, fuck me, the Fatebinder! I mean, what brings you to my humble atelier? I take it you know me? Does anyone not? Spires don't exactly light up like the sun every day. Who are you? You sought me out, I assumed you knew already. Or do you make a habit of walking to strangers' houses? I am called Licentia. I know my sigils, but mostly I'm a crafter. They keep me around for odd jobs, fixing tools, repairing armor, and generally trying to keep half gates from falling into the stone sea. Nice forge. Thanks, I made it myself, she chuckles. I am particularly fond of the heat wards, not just on account of the comfort. Keeps the place from going up in flames, barring anything unusual. Had a thought after she frowns and drops into silence. Lord, after the Vellum Citadel? After the Vellum Citadel. Are you a sage? Is anyone anymore? Heard the school burned up. Surprised you took notice. Licentia here is a former sage. It's not that she ever officially left, it's more she got tired of life in the Citadel and never came back. I studied among the sages once, years ago. Worked for the royalty of Azure for a while after that. Nice work until Cairn arrived. You going to prosecute me? She looks you over. Not today. Then let me ask you again. Why are you here? I need to examine my friend Barik. This one, I assume. He's pointy. Her gaze wanders around Barik's assortment of sharp edges.
Mostly on top of his head.
Must you always be an ass, Verse?
Yes.
As we said back in Ass Gang, once an ass, always an ass.
Well done.
Damn it, Fatebinder, why can't you leave this be?
I wanna help you, dude. Leave what be? I hoped you might free Barik of his bronze and iron prison. Currently he's pretty bad at climbing, sneaking, swimming, and using the privy unassisted. I like it to address that. Get him out of that armor. I wonder... Are there also decisions to make here? Like, maybe there's an option to remove his armor, or maybe there's an option to improve his armor. Huh. Well, let's see. I hoped you might free Barik of his bronze and iron prison.
Fatebinder, you know as well as I that Tunon forbade this. I cannot be complicit.
Oh, just what will you do? Sit on the floor and cross your arms like a child?
Not necessary, Verse.
If I must. If that will make the Fatebinder see reason.
You're oath-bound to follow my orders, Barik, so I order you to stand still and shut up. I promise you this will be for the best, my friend. Let me deal with the legal ramifications.
I have little confidence that
Goddamn.
Tunon will see it the same way. Or that you will be able to shield me from his wrath.
I assume that you want to come out with all your bits regardless, right? Then hold still and quiet down. Before anything else, I need to ask you a few questions. What manner of questions? Ask away. I won't ask anything political or tactical, only matters personal. Hardly reassuring. First, have you ever engaged in sexual congress? What? I don't... How can that... That can't be relevant, Barik sputters. That's a no. He doesn't understand the first thing about mystic sympathy, does he? The Smith frowns and looks to you. Yeah, Barik, mystical sympathies and such. Lore. It's important, Barik, particularly in the case of a possible convergence of arcane energies, to rule out resonant adulteration. That's a nice use of words there. I suppose it sounds reasonable. The armor has prevented anything from happening recently, regardless of whether or not I wanted it to. Before that, well, the Legion is... I spent... people I cared for deeply. We were the pride of the North, strong and beautiful, he creaks quietly. I get it, Barik. Sparring is like dancing, it gets pretty hot. Do not compare the virtuous combat ritual of this favor to your scarlet rutting. And that's all I shall speak of it. I have never passed time with a mage, or Archon, Oathbound, Beastwoman, or anything else unusual. Nothing unusual. I've always heard that there's a special bond between this favored officer and their submissives. Sorry, subordinates. Is there anything you are unwilling to soil with your perversion, witch? You wore forge-bound armor during the conquest, correct? The smith nods. And prior to it? Was it sigil woven, enchanted against harm? I do not believe so, it was iron. Have you had sigils of any kind branded into your skin? Ah, I wonder if this is how the Archon makes them safer. I bear the mark of the Disfavoured, nothing else. Oh, the mark of the Disfavoured? The general sigil, or rather what of it the Overlord's decree allows. Many members of the Legion scar themselves with it, binding their loyalty into their flesh and blood. It marks as family. I've heard it said that Graven Ashe protects. The sages had no direct knowledge of the Archon of War's abilities, but there were many theories. I don't suppose you can provide any concrete information. You asked me to reveal the Great General's secrets to a mage? That is too much. Lore. Archon Ashe shares a strong connection with his soldiers. It allows them to take on some of their harm while also sharing in their experiences. I just cannot... I really hope this is just like minor fear, or that it doesn't matter. Fatebinder. His gasp contains anger and disbelief in equal measure. And you do not need repairs or maintenance on the armor, I presume? Aside from oiling it and filing down the pointier bits, no. Wait, how did you know that? Metal grinds quietly. The smith stares at Barik in thoughtful silence before retrieving from the forge a long bar of iron, its in glowing red from the heat. She holds it out to you. Take it. Next, you'll want to stick that into him, through his armor. It's going to hurt regardless, but I suspect quicker would be better. She leans towards you, lowering her voice. Are you insane? Perhaps a little. Comes with having most everyone and everything you know wiped from the face of Taratas with a few magic words from a distant tyrant. She shakes her head. But no, I'm not without reason. Stab Barik. Howling in agony, Barik staggers backwards, grasping at his side. The smell of burned flesh hits your nostrils a moment later. You know, I love that we gain fear with him if we go against Tunon's word, but if we stab him with the glowing hot piece of iron, he doesn't care. Reaching down, Lysinthe grabs the iron rod and tugs it from Barik's side, eliciting another scream of pain. She takes a step back as his gauntlet swings out in a wild attempt to backhand her. Fucking shit on an Ilster beast, mother of asses! What in the Great General's name, woman? It will be okay, Barik, you faced worse. A hiss issues forth from within his helmet. I suppose that's true, though usually with a bit more warning. He twists his torso in an attempt to get a look at the wounds. Amazing! The smith holds up the sizzling metal prod, drawing a sigil into the air with her free hand. Examine the wound. You bend close to the wound, but Barik's hand is clamped over the hole in his side, obscuring your view. Jesus. I need to see the injury, Barik. With slow reluctance, Barik moves his gauntleted helm from the hole in his side. You peer through the hole in the oxidized bronze and iron shell, willing yourself to ignore the mixing smells of cooked meat. Come on, meat. And fetid human waste. You see the ragged, oozing flesh beneath, a gasping red cavity pulsing in time with Barik's labored breath. I'm hoping I can get a new sigil of my own magic with this. Even as you watch, the wound seems to close, bronze-colored skin knitting together at the edges like a slowly closing mouth. It's not merely the skin, however. Barik's armor cage slowly shifts and flows, incrementally reducing the aperture. Are you seeing this too? His armor seems to be healing, just like his flesh. Exactly, and the edges. If she's making any attempt to hide her excitement, she's failing spectacularly. Your armor and flesh heal as one. Is that a standard property among the Disfavoured? She straightens, peering into Barik's mismatched eyes. Not to my knowledge. If he and his armor heal as one, they're likely mystically bound together. Indeed. Tunon likes them smart, I take it. The question remains, though, why does this happen? She smiles appreciatively at you. I have a working theory, but what I can't make out is what differentiates you from the other Disfavoured who served in the Blade Grave. Maybe it's some trick of the blood, maybe it's your connection to the Fatebinder, maybe something else. But I barely knew the Fatebinder prior to Vidrian's well. There's a lot we don't understand about how the world works. Kairos' strictures against literacy and inquiry don't exactly help. She glanced at you. I guess I can go for athletics. Choose your words carefully, Smith. That's a lot. Ah, apologies, Fatebinder. She blanches, swallowing. Sentinel Stand Outskirts is now unlocked on the world map. Before I can suggest a solution, I'll need a sample of alloyed iron and bronze from the site of your entrapment. About this much should do. She holds her open palms about 6 inches apart. Can't we just cut that much off of Barik? No, please. We'll get to the sample. Then I await your return. She turns from you, peering thoughtfully into her slag tub and the iron rod within. Okay. But hasn't he been examined already? Ah, there we go. Travel to Sentinel Stand Outskirts. That's a long way away. Oh, this is actually after we deal with Graven Ashe here. Really? We can't do anything else here? Oh. Okay. Nothing else we can do from her.
Affirmative.
Dude, how is your reputation? Ah, okay. We're still fine, actually. Should have gotten more fear. Oh well. Okay, so let me just quick save this. I kind of wanted to see what the other dialogue option that didn't seem to imply removing his armor would do, but I'm gonna leave that for later, I think. I'll just keep going with my decision currently. So, I mean, I guess I have to go... I could ignore Iron Hearth for this, but since it's in the way, I'll just go here first. We also crossed the burning library entrance. And an Edict of Fire. I wonder if we get ambushed in the way. No. Okay. I expected more. Okay, give me a second here. I had to drink some water. Okay, so we're back. Now, I am assuming that this entire area is going to be friendly to me because we sided with the Disfavoured.
I'll do it for the north.
Should we fall in the blighted country, I hope the north remembers us. Oh, this is under the Edict of Storms. The winds of Kairos' edict fill the air with thick clouds of rust from the decaying weapons and armor that glitter in the ground. No natural wind, it hampers your every movement. Minus 20% range damage and minus 10 accuracy. That's annoying. I'm wondering if range damage counts spells? I would think not. Can I see here? No, it doesn't show. Hit him with your left, knock him out.
Fatebinder.
Quiet
No
down.
can do.
I'm actually gonna move in stealth. Just to see if we can spot any hidden stuff. I really wish this wasn't a thing, because it just makes things last longer. Or take longer, sorry. Halfway's dead, Alfonsa.
No can do.
Akalos. Welcome to Iron Hearth. Okay, nothing here it seems. I will take the healing potion. Heavy leather braces which are actually light. Oh, yes. Oh, yes again. Really? My gloves were better than Versus? Okay. Okay, you take those. Wait, are these are heavy. Okay. Light. Light. Gut Seeker. It's worth... Okay.
Interesting.
Eoja's Calling. You are a superior... I'm get... Yeah, staff. Plus 10 control life. Plus 1% health every 6 seconds. You know what I just thought about? I've been really dumb with my main character this whole time, haven't I? Why am I using this? Like, seriously, I don't even attack with this. I should be using a single weapon and a shield also. I'm dumb. Why did I only think of this right now? Oh well. Okay, so healing some HP and getting some more life is not bad, although I don't have any life spells currently. The Quill already gives him plus 10 control life, so I prefer this with the shield. So yeah, take this, I guess. The stall contains spoils acquired on the battlefield, all in neatly labeled and organized.
Good thing I keep a torsion wrench handy.
Resolve. Oh, is this permanent? It looks permanent. I'm gonna quick save. So, let me... So, resolve is affliction duration, endurance, will, and magic defense. It's actually kinda hard to decide who to give it to. I think I'm gonna give it to my main character, just because, you know, it's my main character and we do apply a lot of afflictions, so... And let's see if it's permanent or not. Seems like it's permanent. Nice, dude, nice. Okay, and my goal here really is I want to explore the entire place before going to Graven Ashe.
No reason to tarry.
We can also rest here, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to miss out on my buffs. I should be walking in stealth for that particular reason. Light armor. Oh, these are just better, right? Yeah, they are. Let's take these. I'm getting some nice upgrades here. I'll go through this area again soon. Osmia. Zephyr. Oh my. There's so many people to talk to. The production of new potions isn't keeping up with demand. Many of these bottles remain empty. That's just money. Good to see you, Fight, but I hope you're representing the Disfavoured whilst out on your adventures. We are. And we cannot actually go anywhere else. So the inside part here is Graven Ashe and maybe some other stuff. Let's see if there are any hidden secrets around this region here which I did not go in stealth. I think.
Won't happen. Won't happen.
On the lookout.
No. Okay. So let's start talking to our friends here and see what they have to say. Alfonsa. Quick save. The disfavored soldier chuckles with disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fighter. Consider it, not for a second. We pick our soldiers from elite northern families. We don't recruit from flies buzzing over a mass grave. Oh, okay, I thought he was talking about Verse. Oh, he's from... okay. Are the disfavored so narrow-minded? My gang's strength delivered us across half a dozen battles with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscripts can say the same. So they want to join the disfavored? The question is not a matter of your skill, but of your breeding, your training, your pedigree. Noticing you, the Iron Guard salutes. Hail, Graven Ashe. Fatebinder, if I might take a moment of your time. What do you need? This person comes representing the Scarlet Chorus gang. What did you call yourselves again? The Grinning Bleeders. We have a long and solid reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Killers of the highest order, my gang. He puffs up his chest with pride. Before I was boss here, I ran with the broken shits. The Salty Nightmares and Trap Gang. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. You made up at least 2 of those gangs and don't even bother denying it. Just be careful what names you toss around when there's a former boss standing within earshot, you little pissant. This is Verse. One of his eyebrows snaps up at attention. Verse, so kind of you to chime in with your corrections. In any case, he's asking to join the Disfavoured, which is out of the question. I have explained the numerous reasons why we can't allow it, but the wretch won't listen. Is that accurate? It is. We're not looking for special treatment, just a new beginning. Seeing as we're healthy, fit and combat ready, the Ironclad should have no reason to refuse us, he sniffs, especially since we're there low on numbers. That may be true, but it's no excuse to pollute our respectable ranks with your company. We're more than capable. Put any weapon in our hands and send us on any suicide mission. It'll be mercy compared to what we faced under the voices of Nerat. That much is true, at least. There's something to be said for a general who isn't going to gut you in your sleep because it suits his flair up for the artistic. Those are the first fair words I've heard you speak about General Ashe. Perhaps you're coming around. Then you can count on them being the last, you overfull midden pile. If we joined up, the Disfavoured wouldn't have to compromise their staunch northern morals. We would take the bloody work off their hands. There's a couple of things to consider here, right? So, the Voices of Nerat, we know, is especially tricky and sneaky and treacherous. So he could be sending spies to infiltrate the Disfavoured ranks. And they are at war. Do you want me to decide the matter? You must know Kairos' laws back to front, and I trust you know our traditions as well. If it peels this lamprey off my backside, I'll allow it. Speaking for my gang, we'll accept your judgment. We're eager to crack some Tearsman's skulls with Kairos' army again, no matter what color they wear. Let me take your testimony first. Of course, I have nothing to hide. Why can't the recruits join the Disfavoured? Most of us would rather swallow our tongues than take orders from some rigid officer who talked his way into leadership, but to each their own. This is Verse. Where do I start? Not only does Graven Ashe handpick his Disfavoured from the decorated northern stock, he takes a personal interest in our training and education. We are his sons and daughters. To accept anything less in our ranks would hold the very process in contempt. The only capacity they could serve would be manual labor, hauling wagons or digging latrines. But that's the work of slaves, and not what they've come requesting. Why this interest in the Disfavoured? Better training, better quarters, iron weapons. The Disfavoured have everything we wanted out of joining the military. We want to serve Kairos to the best of our abilities. Is that asking too much? Old Ironclad here seems to think so. Their respect for command leaves something to be desired. That's true, and one of my main arguments, I think. Why did you leave the Scarlet Chorus? Our old gang boss fell at the last battle at Vendrian's Well. We saw how the Disfavoured operated and realized it was a chance for a better life. A longer one, too. Desertion happens every day in the Scarlet Chorus. I can tell you that we won't be missed. Verse. He says that like he's boasting. Only the shithill recruits who never make a name for themselves are overlooked at muster. What is my help worth to you? We're playing that game, are we? He grins. I managed to pocket a few handfuls of rings. Fair trade for starting a new life. Stealing from the boss is a good way to find yourself at the end of a pike. Be prepared to change your name before the end of the war. No deal. As you wish. You're ruling then. And I'm saying no deal not because I don't want the rings or because I'm afraid of what Verse is saying here, but because I don't think they should join the Disfavoured here. I'm ready to make my ruling. Good. Whatever's fair, you're prepared to stand by it. You abandoned your duty. Execution is the only recourse. Jesus. You are no longer in the military. Go live civilian lives and keep Kairos' peace as best you can. I can sign you to hard labor, hauling wagons, digging latrines. Okay. I'm trying to roleplay as best as I can, as if I was actually in my main character's shoes. And what I'm thinking is, this is a time of war. These are two opposing armies. The Scarlet Chorus is very bloodthirsty, disorganized, unreliable, I would say. Their leader, the Voices of Nerat, is also treacherous. And I would not be surprised if he was sending spies to infiltrate his favored ranks. So my current options really are kill them, let them go, or consign them to hard labor hauling wagons and digging latrines. So there's actually no option to let them join the Disfavoured, which is kind of fun. But in case they are spies, I don't want them to go back and report to the Voices of Nerat. So yeah, you abandon your duties. This is another argument as well, right? If they abandon the Scarlet Chorus, what will keep them from abandoning the Disfavoured as well in their time of need? Or backstabbing them? Yeah, execution is the only recourse. We have gained wrath with Scarlet Chorus, whatever, and we gained favor with the Disfavoured. No better or worse than the Chorus would have granted him. At least you're consistent. This is worse, of course. What? Who said it was an option on the table? You did when you submitted to my judgment. Farewell. We gained favor with Bloodmark. Okay. My thanks, Fatebinder. I'll make sure this derelict is handled appropriately. I mean, the rest of the gang is gonna be part of... Is gonna be aligned with what this guy is saying. So yeah, you have my permission to hunt the rest of the gang as well. To be sure, the officer out with enthusiasm. One gang cut off from the rest of the mob should make for an easy enough hunt. And my archers are in desperate need of target practice. Well, that's the way it goes, my friend. Akalos. Quick save. Greetings, Fatebinder. Akalos, 32nd Legion. The soldier salutes. Glad to see Tunon's agent grace Iron Hearth. Ashe's troop has no lack of order, but a servant of the court is always welcome. Between our missing commanders and the Scarlet Chorus lieutenant pinned down, I am afraid we have our hands full. I suppose I can spare a moment for conversation. You need something from me? Oh, crap. Should I have talked to him before? Tell me about the Scarlet Chorus Lieutenant. Seems our troops have this little maggot of the Scarlet Chorus Lieutenant cornered over the Cado field. Oh, it's something different. Never mind. From what I'm hearing, it's the same guy who's been ransacking our caravans the past few weeks. If I wasn't already handling something for Ashe, I'd go and skin the filth myself. You being here simplifies matters. Make sure this lieutenant doesn't leave the village with his life. I'll handle it. Okay, nice. Good of you to pitch in. No one will mourn the loss of one more chorus rat. He marks the location on your map. I have questions before I go. What do you need? Where were you during the conquest? You could say I've seen the tears from top to bottom. I dug latrines during camp at the Gates of Judgment. Then my promotion sent me to Lethian's Crossing. Got into a few rounds of the Bronze Brotherhood. Not a pretty sight. Then I had a brief deployment in Apex, but the fighting was winding down around when I arrived. After that I did a tour of Stalwart, but got transferred out before the edict tore everything apart. Tell me about your home in the north. I hail from Balmywell, a small hamlet far west of Carlos' capital. It's nothing glorious, but I can trace 6 generations back there, so it's home. I hope to return there someday with a heap of tales, rings, and renown. Once Graven Ashe gave me his favor and recruited me to join the army, my family went from respectable farmers to elite folk, better regarded or respected than damn near anyone. They must be doing well for themselves. How did you join? Ahead of the conquest, Graven Ashe sent recruiters to all the outlying towns looking for worthy talent. The village held a tourney and melee to demonstrate our local muscle. Nothing fancy, mind you. It was mostly fighting on hay bales with wooden spears. I had the distinction of toppling even the biggest contender. A familiar tale and one after my own heart. Barik not with respect. It's a good thing I succeeded. I'm more useful to Kairos on the field of battle than a field of wheat. Okay, farewell. So, basically just getting a quest there. Nothing much. Now we have... again, the chorus and Disfavoured, so Ovenus. Don't mind my prisoner. Kind of you to stop and chat. I'm in a sticky situation and no one in my gang is alive or around to help me out. Stop wasting the Fatebinder's time. He has better things to do than listen to some criminals mewling. I'll be the judge of that. Tell me of your problem, soldier. Thanks for hearing me out. The Disfavoured aren't keen on conversation, otherwise I wouldn't be here. It's impossible to get a word in edgewise. She glanced at her captor. Soldiers caught me outside a breach in the old walls. That's it. I wasn't inside, I hadn't stuck my toe to the threshold, and I wasn't dancing with any bane. I have a healthy relationship with self-preservation. Then why were you arrested? You're only hearing one side of the story, Fatebinder. Our scouts observed this wretch readying to enter the old walls. Her account is flawed, her guilt witnessed by multiple trustworthy northerners. The soldier makes a point of standing extra straight when he addresses you. I'm sorry, is readying to enter the best you have? Because I could just as easily argue that you're readying to get knifed between your shoulder blades. But it doesn't count for shit until I see blood and bronze. I didn't go to the old walls. Case closed. That's not how I see it, my friend. Before I adjudicate on this matter, I need your mutual cooperation. If you ask me, this prison has already been tried and sentenced, but if this little game will silence her caterwauling, then be my guest. I'll stand by your decision, it couldn't land me anywhere worse than this. What were you doing outside the old walls? My gang went inside, as I tried to tell Disfavoured claws 100 times over. I shouted myself raw trying to get them back out, but the gang was having none of it. Arlie discovered the breach and got himself excited over the chance of finding treasure. Try as I might, I couldn't talk him out of it. Soldier, can you speak to this defense? I wasn't there, of course, but I'm familiar with the arrest record. There was no gang, just a lone opportunist out to make her fortune breaking Kairos' laws. The scouts could tell just by looking at her that she was headed for the breach. She's a fiery one, put up quite a fight when they took her into custody. I have no reason to doubt the charges. So you had no interest in entering the old walls? Never. I grew up in the tiers. Even we knew better than to go inside the old walls. If not because of Kairos' law, because the things lurking inside were like to eat us. Whatever. This reminds me. There was that gate in the Sunset Spire that I couldn't enter. Right? I have to go back there to check. Wherever you can find the shadow of these ruins, it's not worth the risk. What was your gang doing in the old walls? Causing trouble, looting, no more or less than what gangs do. Our boss was obsessed with holding this position, which is healthy when you're in the Scarlet Chorus. When he came to the conclusion that the old walls might have some powerful artifacts, he resolved himself to find one at all costs. Funny to see a guy so wrapped up in survival trying to get himself killed. Typical behavior from someone who isn't confident in their leadership makes for a nice self-fulfilling prophecy when their own gang takes them down. See, she understands. Fox Trick bows to verse. Any idea where your gang is now? I never saw them make it out of the old walls, so either they did or they didn't. My money's on the latter. If they made it out, they aren't wasting their breath trying to find me, so fuck them. I like the attitude. If I had a mind to recruit, she would be my second or third. What's a favorable ruling worth to you? Again, so just, no. I am not even gonna bother with this option here. Did your gang cause the breach in the old walls? What? Are you kidding me? It would either take incredible force or incredible magic to bash through that ancient barrier. We had neither at our disposal. Either one of Kairos' edicts or some local mage caused the breach. Whatever ruling you make, don't pin that on me. I'm inclined to agree. Don't make the mistake of giving this one too much credit. I'll make my judgment. Let's have it then. I hope you got everything you needed. God damn it. Dude, this game makes me think. Because you know what I'm thinking of right now? I'm thinking of Minority Report. Because if I ignore what she was telling me about trying to bring the rest of her gang out and stuff like that, I would be sentencing her for a crime she did not yet commit. But I'm inclined to agree that she would commit it, but she did not yet. And this lore incentive here is making it a very strong argument. So I find you guilty. If you weren't in the old walls, you weren't in the old walls. I'll rule in your favor. Yeah, I'll go for the lore one. At the very least, if it's sufficient to prove the charges, you're free to go. We gained Wrath with Disfavoured, Favored Scarlet Chorus, whatever. Shrewd Fatebinder, very shrewd. I think you'll do just fine. Legal technicalities are my favorite kind. Go rejoin the war effort with a new gang recruit. Start your own if you have a mind to. That's an order. Yes, ma'am. If you were gathering a force, I'd kill my way into your good graces. Pity I have to settle for less. This goes against my orders and my reason, but I cannot argue the ruling of Turon's agent. I'll let you go. Try and stay out of trouble. I'll stay out of the old walls, but that's all I can promise. Okay. I'll take that. I accept it.
North.
What else do we have? I think we have someone else up here. Osmia. And Zephylos. Okay. You must be the Fatebinder of Tunon. This favored Iron Walker bows. Welcome to Iron Hearth. I'm sure that Graven Ashe appreciates any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming together so that the Disfavored are always stretched thinner than we would like. What can I do for you? Why are the Disfavored so overworked? She rubs her palms together and frowns. We're trying to shoulder the brunt of this civil war without the strength of numbers. The Scarlet Chorus can throw 1,000 disposable bodies as an issue without a second thought, but we're forced to be a little more discriminating. We might be trained to deal with the stress of combat and all-night drills, but we're fatigued even by the high standard we set for ourselves. She studies with a cautious manner. Not that I need to burden an agent of the court with my misgivings. Once the war is over and the tears are properly subdued, my hope is that Kairos dispatches some relief troops to support the occupation. We all deserve a season of rest. The court is always receptive of the needs of soldiers. Our point is noted. Okay. That's very generous of you to say, Fatebinder. I'm grateful to know that someone is listening. A nervous smile brightens her expression. Where were you doing the conquest? After the Deed of Storms hit, I spent some time among the ruins of Stalwart, digging out survivors from the Legion. Afraid I didn't find much. She glanced up at Barik. You must have moved on by then, or else we would have assembled a team to excavate you. My prison moved with me. There was no reason to tarry. He bowed his head respectfully. I still think about the brothers and sisters we left behind. Sometimes I can imagine that I hear their voices carry on wind. Okay, basically just lore. Let me quick save as well. And speak to Zephylos. Even though you're not a fully fledged Disfavored recruit, I have been authorized to grant you purchasing rights from our store. Aha! Within certain limits, of course. Would like to see what we have to offer? What limits are those? Nothing personal, I assure you. Graven Ashe wants us to control our supplies without restricting access to its army support like yourself. The finest arms and freshest provisions are reserved for the soldiers under direct command. I'm sure you understand. The Archon takes our protection very seriously. Is an agent of the court not deserving enough? The soldier hesitates. As to Don's vassal, I am sure that you're afforded certain luxuries that don't extend to us. The same goes for the Disfavored. Archon Ashe recruited us from the Northern Empire, so we're subject to his favor. Such is his right. The quartermaster scratches the back of his head. This is a slight, a disgrace. I demand compensation. Okay. I didn't want the wrath, but okay. He sighs. You're demanding trouble, is what you're doing, but I don't have any cause to run afoul of Archon Ashe's supporters. How's about a one-time recompense for the tune of 50 rings? Payment for any theoretical losses you've suffered. That wouldn't pay to polish my boots, try harder. More wrath. I didn't have you pegged as one to push us to his limits, but it wouldn't be the first time I was proven wrong. 75, take it or leave it. Sure. If this is just copper rings, it's not even worth it. I'll actually see how much wrath I have, and I might load the game. Glad we could finally see eye to eye. I have a hard enough time turning a profit without doling out these expensive apologies. Show me your wares. Yeah, it's not even worth the effort, really. So 24 bronze rings is what I have right now after that negotiation. Well, not negotiation, extortion, really. Yeah, so I don't want that. I can do this, okay. Or, sorry. Apologies, I even skipped the loading screen for you. But I still want the subterfuge though. Yeah, we get some Wrath, but we also get the experience which I want. So, I guess I can just... No, I'm just kidding. Just let me see your wares. You play some strange head games, don't you? Go ahead and take a look then. Yeah, I don't care about copper rings, really. So we have a one-handed and thrown weapon, superior, martyr. Heal nearby allies when defeated. What? Okay. That's a very useful item for Lantry. Or also to Barik with the amount of damage he's taken recently. So if they die, they heal in AoE. Okay. 5 armor pen, which is cool. But very expensive. I kind of want this. Oh, I get it. So the round shields are dodge shields, and the long and tower shields are parry shields. I see. I do think I favor getting more parry on Barik than dodge. This would also open up a new shield to give to my main character if I wanted to. Iron Guard armor, I can't use it right now on him, sadly. But if I can remove his armor, we have some cool things here. This is light armor. Huh? Oh. Armor versus Pierce and Frost, but we lose against Slash and Crush. I see. Ooh. I want this, don't I? I do want this. But I also want this. Gosh darn it. I might have enough for it. I don't have enough for it. Wait, maybe I can get some... This is only 1 copper? Come on. Damn, these things suck. In terms of gold, I mean, or value. Guess I'll sell that. I need a little bit more. Okay, that's enough. Good. So we'll sell these gloves here. And get the shield and the sigil of stone. I'm hoping I don't regret this. Because I'm basically without any kind of money anymore. Whoa. Oh, wait. We also lose our endurance defenses. I still prefer this. Okay. So, I was thinking of giving my main character some kind of one-handed weapon. It can be whatever, I suppose. Let's give you this. And that. Wait. I have more recovery time with the staff than I do with the one-handed shield. I do. Now, I am hoping that this does not affect spell accuracy. But I'll check it out later, I guess. And the Sigil of Stone. Let's see. Learn. A new core spell. Okay, I won't delve too much into this because it's going to make the episode too long. Let me just look at what it gives me. Evoking energy through the Sigil of Stone takes great force of will as rock is not easily shaped to a human's desire. Can I get Stone Skin? Perhaps the newest magical sigil on Terra, the Sigil of Stone, was developed by disciples of the Archon Cairn. Since the Archon of Stone destruction by Kairos is in need for further TR, the Earthshaker mages have devoted themselves to preserving Cairn's legacy and learning to harness the power of this obdurate sigil. Flesh to Stone. Coat an enemy in rock and earth, petrifying them. Very inaccurate. Ooh, that's very good. That is very good. That is very good. It does need to be close, right? It's very cheap as well. That's raw damage dealt, right? I think it is. We can mark them for extra accuracy. We can do whatever we want with this. Okay. Stone Spike. This is the same as the, like, for example, the Rhyme Spike. Draw a jagged spike of hard stone from the earth and send it flying towards a foe. The spike interrupts target and deals pierce or crush damage, whichever is greater. I like the part about dealing crush damage here for heavily armored targets. We can apply blood magic, marking, or bleeding also. Yeesh. It has an AoE of 1 meter. We can also apply whatever we want to it. I'm very happy with this, thus far. Gift of the Golem. I said I wasn't going to go through all the spells, but I kind of want to see it right now, sorry. Coat target from head to toe in large earthen slabs of rock. While in this form, movement is restricted, but armor is greatly increased. Minute 20, plus 4 armor, 20% movement speed. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. If I just need to hold the ground with Barik, I want that. It's very good. It is guarded form, though. Which is the same as the mirror image. I kind of like that the buffs don't stack, but I kind of hate it as well. Okay, okay. How expensive are you? Not very. Not very expensive. Okay. Unsettled core. That's very expensive. Aura of swirling rock around target continuously deals crush damage to enemies. I like it. 2-minute cooldown, 30 seconds. Not a lot of damage. But it's persistent. It's very expensive. Lantry can cast it though. Okay. I like it. Crag Weapon. Plus 15% crush damage on hit. On a crit you prone. That's very good. That is very good. That is very good. And finally, Giant Boulder. Foe line, crush damage and prone. Also quite good. 2 bounce. What does this mean? It hits a target and then bounces or something? Form a huge stone boulder, sending twirling forward. The boulder bounces erratically and flattens everything in its path, dealing crush damage and knocking foes prone. It does seem to be party friendly, even if it doesn't sound like it here. Okay, we have some cool spells to explore here. We definitely do. Okay, well, cool. New sigil picked up. I'll have to decide what I want. I'll probably do it outside of a video just to not spend too much time going through the combinations and looking at what I want to swap. But I'm probably going to make some spells out of stone next. Yeah. Okay, my friends, so as always, I want to thank you all for being here with me on the channel, watching some Tyranny. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Questions, suggestions, anything at all, leave a comment below. If you are enjoying the content, consider subscribing for more. Many more videos coming out soon. It is also a free and easy way to support the channel. I hope to see you all in the next episode, and until then, stay safe, everyone.